How's it going? I was just wondering if you and Oren had already picked a day when you were going to have your civil ceremony?
Oh, hey, Gabby. No, we still haven't quite decided on a date yet. Why do you ask?
I guess I was just curious about when you two were finally going to tie the knot is all.
You're really that curious about something happening in my life. I feel like that's a little weird for you, no? I feel like you almost never want to know what's going on with me most of the time.
Well, I suppose you're right about that. I'm not really asking because I care about you. I was more interested in the man you're marrying.
I don't think I like where this conversation is going.
I mean, I've just heard so much about him, and he sounds like a real catch, sis. I hear that he's handsome and works for a big company, right? Just how did you end up with a guy like that, huh?
Well, if you really want to know, we just happen to share a lot of interests and bonded over that.
You mean how you're all outdoorsy and stuff like that? Does Oren like doing camping too?
Yeah, he prefers just hiking, and we've gone and done that a couple of times together. Although you know that I don't really like doing that as much, so he usually goes and does that by himself.
I see. But if he loves hiking so much, then he must have a pretty good body too, right? Why don't you tell me just a little bit more about the hobbies and interests that you have, sis?
Gabby, I can see what you're doing here, and I really don't like it. If you really are so into doing things outdoors, then why don't you just find your own community to do it with?
Oh, come on. You're really not going to tell me at all what it is that you two bonded over? And here I thought that's what sisters were supposed to do.
I don't even get you. I thought you hated going into nature in the first place. When we did it when we were kids, all you did was complain about the bugs and having to eat food without a table.
Okay, well, maybe I've just started to take a little more interest in doing stuff like that now, though. I mean, I think it's fair to say that hiking and camping and stuff like that is having a bit of a comeback.
I think it did have a comeback, but I really don't know of many people wanting to do it for the fad now.
I just think that I have a lot to offer the outdoors, you know? I mean, I'm not some granola-looking hippie chick, but I'm actually good-looking. Think of what I could do for camping's image.
Is that really why you want to start doing more things outdoors?
I mean, it's not the main reason, but I don't think you say that's what I said is wrong.
I guess I can't, no.
So you're telling me that there isn't anyone from your little camping circles that you can introduce me to? Maybe someone who likes all that nature stuff, but also is handsome and makes a lot of money?
I don't know anyone like that, unfortunately. I'm afraid I don't really ask the people who I've gone camping with about how much money they make.
So you're telling me that you took the only good man who also happens to be into hiking then?
That's not what I said, and please don't talk about my fiancé or anyone as if it was their... I think that you should want to find people on your own terms, Gabby.
You've got some nerve telling me to do that after you bring your fiancé home to introduce to Mom and Dad. You know that after you left, Mom started asking me about when I was gonna get married. You're starting to really make me look bad with the family, so the least you can do is introduce me to someone.
But it's not like you don't know how to talk to boys. You've had boyfriends in the past, and quite a few of them, I might add. I just don't really even see what kind of advice I could offer that you don't already know yourself.
So you're really happy as long as you're the only one who's happy? You don't care about anyone else but yourself?
Do you really think that that's what I'm trying to say with all of this?
I think that you should just stop arguing with me and start bringing out the men you think I could date.
I don't get what your deal is, Gabby. Ever since we were little, you've always put me down and made me feel stupid. Whether it's about my looks or my job, you always try and make me feel worse in comparison to you. But now you want me to introduce you to someone that I know?
I don't really see why you had to bring any of that up when all I was doing was being honest with you.
Look, I have some errands to run and I don't really feel like having this conversation right now. So I'm going to go now.
Hey, come on, we weren't through there. I still have things I wanted to talk to you about. Please, just introduce me to someone. You have to, I'm begging you here. Be a good sister and just do this for me.
Gabby, what is the matter with you? You need to leave Oren alone, seriously.
Oh, darn, you mean that you already heard about your little run-in with each other?
Run-in? Is that seriously what you're going to call it? Oren told me that you were waiting for him outside of his work and that you invited him out to grab drinks with you.
Well, he's going to be my brother-in-law soon, right? So I don't see what's wrong with wanting to get to know him as family a little bit better.
I really just can't believe that. I know that something's up with you. You wouldn't just do something like that if you weren't up to something.
So I'm really just not allowed to talk to your fiancé at all? That seems a little excessive if you ask me. I mean, how are we all supposed to be a family that way?
Why are you even trying to pretend that that's what you did? I know that you guilted him into grabbing dinner with you, and then when you two had your meal, you asked if he wouldn't mind paying for a hotel room for the two of you? What is the matter with you? Why would you even try something like that with someone else's man?
Oh, I'm so sorry if what I did upset you, Amanda. But I really don't think that it was all that bad for Oren. I think that he really did want to eat dinner with me, and that he would have gone with me to the hotel if it weren't for you.
I don't even know what to say to that right now.
And he really is such a nice man. You have no idea how lucky you are.
Look, you may be my sister, but I have limits with this, and I'm not afraid to do what I have to.
Ugh, you're so lame. Do you realize that? You seriously need to chill out.
Chill out? Are you kidding me? What gives you the right to say that to me?
I mean, all I did was ask him a couple of questions. I didn't realize that you were gonna act like such a jealous teenager over this.
I don't care if you want to ask Oren questions. It's the kind of things that you were asking him. You were clearly flirting with my fiancé.
Well, that's just it though, right? He's just your fiancé, so I don't really see what the big deal is.
Please tell me that that isn't how you actually think, Gabby. I don't even know what to say to something like that. Look, just leave me alone, okay? I don't want to deal with you anymore. And you're certainly not welcome at my wedding either.
Hold on a second, what? But we're family. You're really gonna ban me from your wedding over this? How could you do this to me?
I'm sorry, but you left me with no other choice with the way that you're acting. I had a bad feeling when I got a text from Oren saying that he bumped into you, and now I know what he was
Oh, come on, I only invited him out for dinner. I can't believe that you're gonna keep me from your wedding over something like that. You are blowing this way out of proportion.
But I already know that that isn't all you invited him out for. We both know that you invited him to sleep with you afterwards.
But he didn't, did he? So I didn't really do anything wrong, did I?
I'm sorry, but I just don't see it that way. At all. You and I are no longer sisters because no sister of mine would treat me like this. All you're trying to do is ruin my happiness so that you can feel better about yourself. And I will not stand for it. Stay away from us or else I will get really, really mad.
You really must think that the world revolves around you now, huh? A little fat girl like you gets a man to marry her and suddenly you think you can boss people around however you like. I just want you to know that whenever I think of you in a wedding dress, I just feel sick to my stomach. You think that your life is so perfect, but I know that your wedding is just gonna be a joke. Amanda, I just heard the news from Oren. He told me that your wedding dress for tomorrow has been ripped and cut up.
Hi, Laura. Yes, I don't know what happened. I guess that while the store was open, someone snuck into the bridal shop, found my dress, and destroyed it. I got a call from the staff apologizing to me for what happened, but still...
Oh, but that's just horrible. I heard the dress was totally ruined, is that right?
I know, but I can just wear something else. Obviously, I would have preferred to wear the white dress, but I don't really think that's an option anymore.
I know you were so excited for it. I remember how perfect you thought it was when you first saw it. Just who in the world would do something like that? We have got to get to the bottom of this and figure out who the culprit is.
I'm afraid that I might already know who's to blame for this, actually.
Oh, really? And just who might that be?
I am 99% certain that it was my sister who did it.
Oh, right. I think I've heard a little bit about her from Oren. He tells me that she's rather odd. But you don't really think she destroyed your dress, do you?
I really can't think of any other person who would want to do something like that to me.
Wow. I had no idea that things were like that between the two of you.
I can't believe she would take things this far either. But I think she was just jealous that I'm the younger sister and I'm getting married before her.
So you think that's why she did this?
Well, she did know that my wedding is going to be tomorrow. Although now I'm not sure if we'll be able to have the wedding at all without the dress.
Now don't you go giving up hope just yet. I'm sure that we can think of something before the big day. I don't think we have to go about canceling everything just yet.
What do you mean? What could we possibly do with so little time?
I know that you might have heard about this through Oren, but I used to be a fashion designer in my day.
Yeah, of course I knew about that. But I don't see what we can do in such little time.
Well, if you think that I'm suggesting starting a dress from scratch, then yes, there would be no time for that at all. But I think if we use another dress as a base, I can take some pieces of the old one and make you something that you'll really like.
You would really do that for me, Laura?
I think that's the least I can do to make sure that this wedding still happens. But I think I'll need your help to do this.
Oh, but it's already so late at night. Are you sure you want to try doing this? I would hate to make you work so hard just for me.
Well, I'm not going to handle it all without an extra hand here. I'll send you some pictures and call in some old favors, so you don't have to worry about anything actually. Just focus on getting ready for your big day and look forward to seeing what I can make for you. Good morning, Amanda! Just how are you feeling today, huh?
What do you want now, Gabby?
I heard the awful news from Mom yesterday. She told me some crazy person broke into the bridal shop where your dress is being held and totally ruined it. I guess that means you'll have to cancel your wedding then, right? It's really such a shame how the timing for this all worked, though.
Is this really what you came to talk to me about? Because I'm afraid that it's not the wedding that's over, it's you.
You mean you're still going through with the wedding? But that doesn't make any sense. You don't even have a wedding dress to wear anymore.
You probably didn't know this, but Owen's mom actually used to be a fashion designer. And she has a bunch of connections. So, yesterday, she called in some favors and made me a truly one-of-a-kind dress.
No, that can't be. That's impossible.
I'm afraid that it's very possible for a woman of her caliber. And now I have an amazing wedding dress that I'm going to wear to my amazing wedding. This really is going to be a great day.
This can't be happening. You can't really be getting married, right? I don't care what dress you have on. You're still a fat little pig and everyone is going to laugh at you when they see you.
Thankfully, none of the people invited to the wedding would ever do anything like that.
We'll just see, won't we? Maybe your friends are all just laughing behind your back and have been making fun of you this whole time. And I seriously doubt that anyone on Orion's side has any reason not to laugh at you.
Actually, I've met most of the people that are going to be on Oren's side, and they're all very kind.
No, they're just all laughing behind your back and being polite to your face.
We'll just see about that. But I just have to ask. You were the one who snuck in and cut up my wedding dress, weren't you?
What are you talking about? You think I have that much free time that I can run around doing stuff like that?
You seemed to be fixated on my dress the other day, though.
And that's all the evidence you have? That I brought up your dress while we were talking about your wedding? Good luck getting anyone to listen to that if that's all the evidence you have. Besides, you didn't even invite me to your wedding, so how was I supposed to know what day it was?
What are you talking about? You literally live with Mom and Dad. You must have seen the invitation that I sent to them.
Now you're just making things up so that you can blame me for this. I never ever made any moves on Oren, and you're still blaming me like I did something horrible. I think that you're just jealous because you know he's out of your league and you're scared to lose him. So I'm glad that you're out of my life because I don't want anything to do with you either.
You're making a very compelling case. But you forget the part where the stores have security cameras.
Wait, you mean at the bridal store? No way, that can't be. Are you really telling me that I showed up on their cameras? But Mom said that the cameras only showed someone wearing a big black parka. She didn't mention anything about being able to see the person's face.
I guess you thought that if you mostly covered up your face, you wouldn't have anything to worry about, huh?
What is this? You just think the criminal has a similar face as me and that's why you're blaming me?
The cameras weren't just in the stores. They were in the parking lot, too. And you were shown clear as day parking the car, putting on your parka, and going in. Do you really not think that the parking lots would have security cameras? Why do you think there'd be no reason to have them there? Anyways, I guess it's a question you can answer for the police instead.
The police? But all I did was cut up your dress. That's not that big of a deal, right?
So you finally come out and admit that you did it.
Well, because you said you were gonna call the cops on me.
Well, you should be hearing from them soon. I imagine the bridal store is going to want to sue for damages as well.
But that isn't fair. Why would they sue me?
Because you snuck into their store and cut up an item they were going to sell? Did you really just ask that? You ruined my wedding dress as part of your plan to ruin my wedding, and you thought you were going to get away with that?
But I'm not actually gonna get, arrested or anything like that, right?
Who knows, you just might actually.
But that can't happen to me. Please, I'm sorry, I really am. I never wanted things to go like this. I regret it all. I'm so sorry.
You think I want to hear that from you now? Not only did you try to ruin my wedding, but you did all of that after you tried flirting with my fiancé?
I really am so sorry for everything. I was just jealous, that's all. All my friends are getting married and I'm the only one who's not, and I hate it.
And that's why you had to keep making fun of my weight and telling me how awful I was going to look? We're sisters. How could you do all of this to me?
But nothing really happened, right? I mean, I only had dinner with Oren, and now you have a new wedding dress. So there's really no need to punish me for anything, right?
I already told you, that's up to the bridal store, not me. But as for you, I really do want nothing to do with you ever again. The whole family knows about what you tried to do, and they are all so disappointed in you. So have a nice life, Gabby. After that, I heard that the police arrived at my parents' place to arrest Gabby. Even though nobody got hurt, the crime was so unusual that it ended up on the local news, and everyone knew about the crazy woman who cut up her sister's wedding dress out of jealousy. Rumors about it even started flying around Gabby's work, and eventually she couldn't stand the rumors anymore and quit. My parents took pity on her and agreed to let her stay with them, but she couldn't stand being in a house with people who had such a little opinion of her. As for my wedding, I was amazed at how gorgeous the dress that Laura made for me was. It fit like a glove, and Oren and I had the best wedding ever. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.